Welcome to Callaway Talks. I'm Harry Arnett, and today I'm joined by our Senior Director of the Woods and Irons category, Mr. Luke Williams. And Luke, today is a day that I'm really excited about because we are going to talk about probably, and I say this without hyperbole, a product that has been the most talked about product that we've had probably in our company for the last 10 years, and that's the X Hot fairway wood. Last year was a big year in golf because it really was the first time that a new category emerged in the sport, which was the high COR distance fairway woods. And so this year is our foray into distance fairway woods, and I think the thing that's exciting us is we're not just doing it in a little way, we're doing it in a big way, and that's the X Hot.
Yeah, for sure. I think, within the walls here and among the people in the building and in the company, this is probably the product people are most excited to get in their own bags as golfers and to get out in the marketplace and kind of show what we've got, because we're excited about the performance. We're proud of what we've been able to bring and kind of how we've been able to design this without compromise, and we feel strongly that we're going to have the best performing fairway woods in the market this year.
Well, and that's important. Obviously not being the first into that category, we had to come with something that we felt like was significantly better than anything that's out there. And when you and the team took a look at what were some of the things that needed to happen in this fairway wood, a lot of technologies had to come together to actually be a product that was going to be better than anything. So why don't we talk a little bit about that? And the first thing I think that's really going to excite golfers is the forged face cup on this product. So why don't you talk a little bit about it? You have it right there.
Right here. This is it.
How did you know to even bring that?
I'm just,
it's outstanding. You carry that around everywhere you go.
Yeah, I had a premonition. This is the forged face cup. This is actually what it looks like. The way that it gets forged comes out in this shape, and it gets robotically welded to the body. So this is actually the two pieces that this golf club starts as.
Did you say robopti?
Robotically welded.
Oh, robotically. Okay, sorry.
Webbed. Yes. Welded. Yes. And this is really the key. This is sort of the engine to the club head. It's what makes the ball speed so high. It's what makes it so fast. And what we've done is we've designed using a high strength steel. We've actually forged the face cup such that it has a little bit of a return, and that allows us to get the weld off of the face so that it makes the face more compliant. We can control the thicknesses of the transition areas and really control the thickness all the way across the face and get sort of the highest possible ball speeds, not just in the center of the face, but also in areas away from the center where people occasionally hit the ball. Not you, but average golfers of less skill, like myself, tend to miss sometimes the exact center. So we want the help there. We want to maintain ball speed as much as possible on those shots as well.
And you holding that face, I mean, that still looks really similar to what golfers would expect on a fairway wood, because typically when you talk about the distance fairway wood category, you're talking about faces that get really deep with bodies of the fairway wood that are really like mini drivers in essence, that are very difficult for the average player to hit off the deck.
Yeah, some of those fairway woods are not much different in size and shape than drivers were 10, 12 years ago. So one of the things, when we looked at, as you said, this sort of emerging category this year of high COR fairway woods, we wanted to look at both the strengths of the fairway woods that are out there, and some of our competition has done obviously very well and have some good performing products. But we also wanted to look at what we thought were some of the deficiencies and try and overcome those in our design. So as you mentioned, the face isn't as deep as many of the high COR fairway woods that are in the market are, and we feel that's an advantage. It makes the fairway wood more playable from a variety of lies. So it works well off the tee, but it's also easy to hit off a tight lie in the fairway, goes through the rough well. That was a critical component to this design, and something we didn't want to sacrifice. The deeper you make a face, the easier it is to make it hot. So making a shallower, more playable face that's hotter than a deeper face is tricky, but that's what we've been able to do.
Because so really what people are going to see is they're going to be able to hit the X Hot fairway wood that they're going to get that distance advantage from everywhere that they played on the golf course, not just on a tee.
Exactly.
That's
yeah,
key.
it's great off the tee, but works well off of tight lies in the fairway, out of the rough, anything in between.
So we took a piece of steel and we stretched, like we took a giant piece of skin, in essence, on a massive head, and we stretched. See where I'm going with that?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, so we took the steel and stretched it all the way around. And the thing I think that is really gives me goosebumps in some ways is when Alan and you guys were talking about this, the material construction sort of defied all of the computer models that say that materials can do that. So we've really taken this like right to the edge of what this material can do to give maximum ball speeds.
Yeah, we definitely pushed it to the limits. The R&D team, Alan's team, did a great job, and as you said, it performs even better than we expected, even better than it did in our simulations, which we ran. So that's really exciting, and that's as we got the first parts and we tested them, we were just able to push it even further than we thought we'd be able to.
So that's what's on the face. What's happening on the inside of this thing? Because I think when you flip the hood up, what's under the hood is equally as fun for us to talk about.
Yeah, it's pretty cool too. So, the face is where you get the speed. So that's where the ball speed comes from. But the ball speed won't translate to distance if you don't get the right launch conditions. And the way to get the right launch conditions in a fairway is to get the CG low and forward. So we have a unique weighting story in this driver. We call it sort of internally, we've called this an internal standing wave. And it's a way for us to get the weight low and forward in the head while avoiding the weld that is a result of attaching the cup face to the body. So it's a really clever engineering solution to what could have been a problem.
Let me see that.
And again, it's
Let me see that.
It's about not making compromises. So we wanted to have a forged cup face, but we didn't want to do that at the expense of having the CG, higher or deeper than we wanted. So this was a way to
it literally looks like a wave.
It does.
That's why it's called the wave, I guess. That's very clever.
Yeah. See, that's that kind of stuff that's hard to get by you.
Yes.
But yeah,
well,
that's where it comes from.
A lot of people are talking too about the cosmetic of this. I think is pretty unique for us as well. It's got the matte gray, very classic address to it, and on the Pro version, this one has a graphic. That's the standard X Hot, and the Pro version doesn't. And then what are we fueling this with from a shaft standpoint?
We've got a new shaft from Project X. It's their Velocity shaft. We've got one version for the standard model, and then a slightly different version for the Pro model.
A little stiffer.
Yeah, a little heavier, a little stiffer. The real aftermarket shaft in the Pro model, and then the one that we have in the standard model is a little bit lighter,
Same price?
A little more flexible, same price. Yes.
That's a trick question. You had to think about that for a second. Let's make it the same price. Why don't we just make it the same?
Yeah, I think we should. If it's
not, then we ought to just do that.
Then let's make it so, yeah.
They ought to just do that. And then the other thing I think that people are talking about is we've sort of returned kind of that sole design to that people loved from Callaway fairway woods that really give it that added dimension of versatility.
Yeah, and this goes back to making a fairway wood without compromises and designing it to perform from a variety of lies. So we took inspiration from some of the most successful fairway woods we've had in the past. Our Warbird sole, going all the way back to the original Heavenwood, and then on the Warbird line was a great performing sole from a variety of lies, and we incorporated that kind of same concept into this, where we've relieved the heel and the toe. Again, it just makes it easy to hit from a variety of conditions and allows us to get maximum performance in all conditions.
I love that. These are one of those products when we had Ernie Els down shooting some commercials. This is one of those one-hit kind of products. He hit it one time. Yep, that'll do.
Yeah,
right in the
bag. Yeah.
I think a lot of people will find that to be the case too. Even when you go to Japan, you're doing something in Japan coming up where people are going to have to outdrive you with their 300-yard spoon. You excited about that?
I'm excited about that. Yeah, that's we're launching this product in Japan, in a slightly different way than we are here, but it's coming up now, end of January. And they have some exciting, interesting ways.
Are you
that they're
prepared
bringing
for
that
your newfound Japanese celebrity that will doubtless
to
happen
yeah,
after that?
yeah, we'll see. I'm big in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So X Hot Fairway Woods, January 25th coming. We're excited. We know you will be too, and immediately it's going to be longer from everywhere for all of you. If you're interested in having any questions for us, obviously hashtag Callaway Talks. And if you have any questions for Luke, you can hit him at Callaway Luke in the Twitter sphere. So we look forward to having you again, and we look forward to selling a lot of these and pleasing a lot of golfers.
Absolutely. Can't wait for people to get their hands on it.
Thanks a lot.
Good performance.